Now let's move on to like my predictions because I'm sorry if I'm speeding through the trial. I'm sorry, but like I really just want to get to the my predictions because everything that was like just revealed with all this gives for some interesting dynamics, and that's really what I want to get into. Okay, so if you look at the screen now, these are my predictions for like who each class will choose. Okay, so, and I'm going to go over them and explain each of them. So, Class A, Vanguard, I have Kito. Middle Guard, I have Sanada or Morishita. And then the General, I have Sakayanagi. Okay? So, I would say the two hardest classes to pick people from were Class A and Class C. And I'll explain Class C when I get to them. But Class A was kind of hard to decide, okay? Because there's not really that many people in Sakayanagi's circle, okay? Because, she's not going to trust Hashimoto anymore, okay? And then Yamamura, I doubt, even though, they kind of made up in the last volume, I doubt she'll select Yamamura for, like, such an important position. And, I think we all know that she's not competent. And I mean that in the nicest way. She's not really suited for any of these positions. But the reason I have Kito as Vanguard is because I just think that just suits him well. Because he's like a gentle giant, but he's not afraid to throw down, and that leads me more towards a Vanguard position, where because he seems like the type of guy who is on the front lines, basically. He's the type of guy to just be out there in the front and he's not afraid, So then middle guard, I have either Sanada or Morishita. Morishita gotten a lot of development over the past couple of volumes, so I think and she was even like tailing or like suspicious of Hashimoto in the last volume. So, Morishita has loyalty to Sakayanagi. So I think giving her this position would be good. Or Sakayanagi could give it to Sanada because, apparently they're somewhat close with each other. They had like a little outing to each other. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I already explained Hashimoto and Yamamura, and then there's really no one else that I can think of. This is what I was talking about in my year 2 volume 9.5 analysis. This is why I've been saying that we need more representation from Class A. We need more characters to know in there because then we run into this situation where like Sakayanagi's options are like kind of limited. You only got like these 3 other people that she could maybe like trust to like hold a position. I'm not saying she could also give Yamamura a good position to show Yamamura how much Sakayanagi trusts her, but like again, I don't know if that would be the best option for her to do, So that's my thoughts on Class A. So moving on, Class B. Now, Class B is interesting because I think the Vanguard could either be Hirata or Yukimura. I think the middle guard could either be Kushida or Sudo, and then General, obviously Horikita. So you're all probably wondering why do I have Sudo there? I think Sudo could actually be in one of these positions. I think people are overlooking Sudo a bit. I think Sudo could actually be a good sort of secondary leader now, because think about how much Sudo has been improving over the entire story. Literally, he's like I'm pretty sure he's top 10 in the class now. So like I didn't think about him at first, but as I thought more about it, I'm like, yeah, Sudo is like actually somewhat smart now, or pretty much smart. He's top 10 in the class, and he's got the physical strength too, because we don't know what the exam is like, but I think this could be a good opportunity to show like Horikita, trusting him more. It's the same with Sakayanagi and like maybe picking Yamamura too. I think this could be a good opportunity for Horikita to show her trust with in Sudo, to like give him a very like huge position like this. And then you could have, and then Kushida, obviously, basically, Horikita is trying to get Kushida to become her basically right hand, or like she pretty much is already. But yeah, I think that this would be a good chance for them to like sort of work together in some sort of way. Well, she'll probably, if Horikita chooses Kushida, she'll probably get some like pushback from it. But yeah, no, Horikita will what's the word I'm looking for? Horikita will vouch for Kusha and all that. And then, Hirata and Yukimura, both, smart students, and yeah, just because they've both had like Hirata is literally the other leader of the class, and then Yukimura, he's obviously like proven himself to be like smart. He's not really. I think we all know he's not like athletically that good, but but like I said, Vanguard is not the position we're probably gonna try to protect him much. We're mostly probably gonna be protecting the general, And you might also be wondering why Ayana Koji's not here, because I did see some people saying that Horikita would choose him. Ayana Koji is definitely just gonna decline, to be honest. Like, I know people want him to like actually take a significant role in this exam, but knowing him, he's probably just gonna bail out of it, just like he did in Year 2, Volume 10. He's gonna be like, nah, you got this. Nah. Because again, he's trying to get Horikita to be a completely good leader, like on her own, without any kind of assistance from him. So, he's probably not gonna. So yeah, he's probably not gonna be a part of this exam. But if he was, then he would definitely be like Van or Middle. I could probably see him being like Van just so he can like get out of the way, or he could be in like Middle just so he's not like in either like a super important position, because I don't want to make it seem like Vanguard isn't an important position. The start of a war is important. So yeah, he'd probably be in either of these two. So Classy. Now Classy, as I mentioned earlier, was also a bit hard for me to predict because like it was said in Year 2 Volume 10, Ryuin doesn't trust anyone, okay? And he's kind of like Sakai Yanagi in that way, where he doesn't have many people that he can trust to hold like a significant position, except for Katsuragi. And that's why you'll notice here, I have Ryuin and Sakai Yanagi as, Ryuin or Katsuragi as general, middle guard Katsuragi, Hiyori, or Ryuin, or Vanguard Kaneda, Ishizaki, or Ryuin. So this is why Class C is hard, but also very interesting, because, like I was just saying, Katsuragi is the only other person that Ryuin can like truly probably trust in his class. It's the whole reason he brought him over to his class. Okay, so Katsuragi could genuinely take this general position, and Ryuin could actually like trust him with this position, and then he could just go to any of the other positions. Like, I could totally see Ryuin going into Vanguard just so he can fight Kito. Like, this is almost like my fan fiction here. Like, literally, I want to see like Ryuin and Kito go head to head, because they had the whole little pillow fight in Year 2 Volume 8. So Ryuin could literally just go here and fight Kito, or he could just take middle guard, and hold like a strong guard there, while Katsuragi handles the end at the very end. That's the thing. Ryuin is so unpredictable. That's why I love like Classroom with Elite, and that's why Ryuin is like a fan favorite, because Ryuin is just such an unpredictable wild card. Okay? You never know his next move. You never know it. He's just like Ayana Koji. You don't know what his next move is. Ryuin could literally be in any one of these positions. And like I said, it's because of Katsuragi. If Katsuragi wasn't here, then Ryuin would definitely be general. But because Katsuragi is here, that's why I think Ryuin could be in like any one of these positions. And yeah. So, and like, as far as like Kaneda, you have Kaneda, who's like the advisor of Class C, So, Kaneda, Ryuin could probably kind of trust a little bit, And then, like, honestly, like I said, it was difficult because like Ishizaki, he's not really smart at all. you know. So Ryuin would probably be hesitant to give him like a leading position like this, but Ishizaki is his right hand man, so it's like, who else is he gonna trust? He has to like his Ishizaki is his right hand man. He's got to trust him in some way. And then also middle guard, I have Hiyori here. Hiyori has become so much more active in the story in the second year, so Ryuin could also trust Hiyori to, hold this position, because she's not dumb, she's kind of like a loner, reads books and all that, so, could trust her. And then I also, I considered like Nishino a little bit, but, Nishino probably doesn't want a position like this. And, Albert is strong and all that, but like, but I don't know if Ryuin could trust Albert with any like position like this. Maybe Vanguard, probably Vanguard, just so like you can have like a strong start, depending on like what the exam like rules are. You could have a strong start with Albert, but that's pretty much it. I don't think you would want Albert in any other position if you don't know, like, especially if you don't know like what the exam is yet. And then finally, Class D, Ichinose's class. So Ichinose's class, I have Vanguard, Shibata, Himeno, or Hamaguchi. Middle guard, I have Kanzaki, Amikura, or Hamaguchi. And then general, I have Ichinose and Kanzaki. So, going back to what I said earlier, it is very good that Ryuin and Ichinose both have 40 people. It's so good because look at my predictions, and you notice how Ichinose and Ryuin are the only two people that have a second person that they could give the leadership to. Okay, Sakai Nagi, no way. There's just no way she's gonna give like the general position to anyone. No one. Horikita, Ayana Koji is gonna push her to be the general, and also no one else is probably gonna accept general. Hirata being like, I don't know. I thought it was a little bit of cowardly how Hirata just gave Horikita the year two volume 10. Hirata vouched for Horikita to be like the leader. I thought it was a little cowardly how he just did that, but whatever. Okay, Horikita's got to prove herself somehow. But Ichinose and Ryuin, since they've held, but Ichinose also has Kanzaki here in the general. Kanzaki, just like Ishizaki, has been Ichinose's right-hand man from the start. So I think Ichinose could genuinely like trust Katsuragi with being the general. Or maybe not, since Kanzaki has been like pushing back against her recently. He hasn't been like as loyal as he possibly could be recently, but his trust in the recent volumes has like gone up. His trust in Ichinose. So most likely it'll probably be Ichinose who's the general, but like she could trust to Kanzaki. And then going back down to the middle guard, Amikura, Ichinose's best friend in the whole wide world, best friend. So, of course, she could definitely trust Amikura with a middle guard position, which I think really suits. Or Kanzaki, right-hand man again, can trust her. And then, Hamaguchi, he helped Ichinose out during the cruise exam. And then also he was in the island, on the island exam in year 2 volume like 3 or 4. And then don't forget, Hamaguchi was also one of the people who was working with Kanzaki to try to build Ichinose back up. So, he's most likely he's probably not going to get a position, but you could consider him there too. And then Vanguard Shibata, oh gosh, I think Kinugasu's kind of doing Shibata dirty, because I feel like Shibata has only been like referenced in the story. I feel like he hasn't really gotten like appearances that much. He's mostly just been referenced, but we know that Shibata is like the strongest guy in Class D, I think, because he got MVP in like the first year's sports festival. So like he's pretty good, and like he's also like intelligent too, I think, somewhat, because like in the I think in the paper shuffle exam, he was like, if he had just gotten a bit more questions right. So Shibata, he's not. It's not shown for him to be dumb in any way. So I think give Shibata some spotlight, and then Himeno. So the reason I have Himeno here is because I think trusting Himeno with this position could be some good character development too. A lot of my predictions could give to like some good character development, especially for Himeno and Pseudo, because think about it, Himeno also has been getting a lot more spotlight. She was another like loner in the class. She didn't know how to like interact with people. She didn't know how to like benefit the class. So like literally this Kinogasa, this is literally a layup right here. Literally this could be Himeno showing how she wants to be beneficial to the class, this is how she can support it, because remember, Anakoji like basically insulted her for like always being the person like be standing on the sidelines just watching everything. So this could be very good character development for Ichinose, or like no, Himeno could go to Ichinose. Himeno could go to Ichinose and then accept and be like, hey, I want this position. I want to help you out. I want to help the class. So this is good character development right here that could happen. But again, this is all just a prediction. This is all me just prediction. This is literally like I hope y'all can tell like how excited I am for this volume, because I was and like how happy I was making these predictions, because any of this, the potential here is so big. The potential for so much character development and like interesting matchups is huge for this volume, and that's why like I cannot wait for it to come out. I can't wait. This volume has to be the best volume, like one of the best volumes in the whole series. It has to be, because there is so much potential with it and so much build up and so much hype. I want this volume to be good, okay? I want this volume to be good, okay? And like I really hope that some of my predictions come true here. Like because like again, this is just me predicting. None of this is confirmed, but I really hope some of my predictions come true here, because this is what I love doing. This is what we all love doing. If you're a Classroom of the Elite fan, this is what we live for. We live for predicting this series that is so unpredictable. We love to try to predict this series, but it is so unpredictable in every which way, and that's why we love it. So thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think of my predictions in the comments too. And I hope you have a good day, and peace.